Welcome everyone, welcome. Justin M. Bailey here, and a happy January 2nd to you all. Today is a very, very special day for me. 8 years ago was the day where I started writing my novel, The Dungeon. And for me, it's, even though even though I haven't been able to get anybody to listen to it really, it's just, personally for me, that is such a momentous day. The clinking is my scotch, by the way. I hope that's okay. Where I just to write that, like, it is almost impossible to get people to read a novel you made, and yet still it's like almost everybody who says to themselves, I'm going to write a novel, they never get through it, ever. And even though I'm still perfecting my novel, I finished it years ago. It's a fully completed story. It's just where I'm just trying to take care of all the sour notes, if that makes sense. There's a lot of ways you can look at a novel. One of the ways I look at it as, you're building an entire piano from scratch to play one song, just one song. So it's not just making sure the music right, the whole apparatus and everything's got to coordinate. This is some loud ice, I gotta tell you. Or maybe I'm just a little too animated. But I had to psych myself up for 6 months. 6 months where, first of all, once again, thanks to Robert Greene's book, 33 Strategies of War, which made me realize I had this idea for a novel where when I first moved to my house, I was feeling sorry for myself because the reason why I bought this house in the first place, as I've said, is because I just felt like, okay, the writing thing's not going to happen. And playing Final Fantasy I and just feeling a little down, and I came to that elf village. And then the idea came to mind. Kind of like where, as a little kid, you play those games and you think you're going to be the chosen heroes one day, and then you realize, no, you're just the person in the fantasy kingdom cleaning up the toilet. You're just the fantasy elf working the dungeon, because that's how it is. If I was in a fantasy world, I'm pretty sure I'd still just be working at a dungeon. Do you know what I mean? So 6 months of psyching myself up, and then 8 years ago, just like, okay, today's the day, and a huge bundle of nerves, because it is a huge undertaking, writing a book. And if you don't believe me, just sit down and try it. It's a doozy. It's a marathon of the mind that instead of a day stretches months, at least years perhaps. And it's just, wait, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and and also it's like you're building an entire skyscraper of the mind from scratch. It is a serious business. So for me, that's why, this day is still just so wonderful and so special. Because today, that makes me just feel a little teary, but I said I was going to do it and I did it. And I'm very proud of that. So proud. So, it is, and it marks for me a wonderful 8 years. And I'm keeping this video simple. I'm just going to show you around the basement. A lot of changes have happened. Just looking back, I am so happy about these 8 years. Truly, I truly am. Magnificent, better than I could have ever hoped, even though nothing turned out the way I wanted it to. And so what are we doing with the channel from here? Am I even really trying anymore? Because if you look at all the stuff I've done this year and the past 2 years, really, doesn't it feel like I've basically completely thrown in the towel? But no, it's just certain things just haven't felt like it worked anymore, which is why there is no third Metroid video, and there never will be. Anything that requires me to do more editing than a half hour, I don't have the stomach for it anymore. Maybe one day I'll meet somebody, like physically meet somebody where they love editing, I love this part, and we can team up or something, but no. So, I'm gonna make videos just speaking my mind and showing all the things, just around the basement, everywhere else. But, if I read a book, just from now on, anything I do is all going to be shooting from the hip. Do you know what I mean? Where it's never going to be where I work my butt off to, write a script of anything. Do you know? The only thing I'm going to be script writing is my book. So from here, yeah, people like hearing me shoot the shit. Hey, we can shoot the shit. I'll happily, make a bunch of videos here and there where I talk about all the things I always do. Books and video games and philosophy and everything. But no, we're just going to keep it loose, keep it simple, And I'm this close after 3 years of finally getting level 1 where there's no more sour notes. I'm finally to the Garland Macmillan confrontation chapter. It took me 3 years. 3 freaking years. But I finally almost got it done. Just so happy. So happy. Because you just want it where, especially you got to realize it writing. If you write a novel, the only person who's guaranteed to read it is yourself. So you just really want to make sure that it's as good as it can be. So if nobody reads it, when you look back, it's like, no regrets. Feels good. So I like that. I do. So get level 1 done. Ironically, I'm going to start trying to talk to agents again. Start, getting it right. And also just trying to re-audio and re-record all of level 1 and try and just make just the first third of the book available on iTunes. But the priority is just getting the whole thing where it feels nice and sending it out to agents. And I mean, I have another little kid coming too, so it'll be quite funny to see how I fit the time in to do any of that. But it's that's where we're at, and it has just been the best 8 years ever. It's so good. So yeah, I'm a pretty happy guy. And not just because I have 2 fantastic pinball machines. Mostly because I have a really fantastic wife and a kid, another one coming. And of course, Old Scratch. So, I'm doing pretty good, guys. So, yeah, it's been a big year in this basement. And I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to show you everything that's changed. Quite a lot. Happy January 2nd, everyone. Cheers.